Thank you, my lecturer and my friends. So now I have to share you my understanding about our material in chapter 3, that is cultural communication. So the first in here, we can talk about the relationship between communication and culture. The term culture refers to the complex collection of knowledge, language, rules, rituals, habits, lifestyles, attitudes, beliefs, and customs that link and give a common identity to a particular group of a people at a specific point in time. And we need to know that all social units develop a culture. Three such functions that are particularly important from a communication perspective are: the first one is linking individuals to one another, and the second is providing the basis for a common identity, and the last is creating a context for interaction and negotiation among members. And cultures are created through communication, whereas communication is the means of human interaction through which cultural characteristics such as customs, rules, ritual, law, or other patterns are created and shared. Culture are a natural byproduct of social interaction. Now we're gonna move to the second part is characteristic of culture. So the first is culture are subjective. Di mana di sini ada kecenderungan di mana kita menganggap bahwa budaya kita itu masuk akal dan logis, namun kita menganggap bahwa budaya orang lain itu tidak masuk akal atau tidak logis, yang sering kita anggap negatif. Dan the second is culture change over time. Ya, budaya dapat berubah seiring dengan perkembangan waktu dan dengan adanya juga generasi baru yang sebagian besar mengikuti peraturan atau budaya yang berkembang sekarang dalam hal positif dan meninggalkan budaya-budaya lama yang bersifat negatif. The third is cultures are largely invisible, di mana budaya itu dapat tidak terlihat karena adanya perbedaan perilaku atau kepercayaan setiap orang dalam satu komunitas, yang membuat budaya asli mereka itu tidak terlihat atau tertutupi. Dan yang keempat is cultures are influenced by media. Ya, budaya berkembang dengan adanya media untuk menyebarluaskan budaya yang dimiliki oleh seseorang, seperti penggunaan media sosial, yang dimana dengan media sosial kita dapat memperluas wawasan kita mengenai budaya asing. The cultures depend on communication. The first is it helps to explain the origin of the difference between the practice, belief, value, and custom of various group and society, and it provides a reminder of the communication process by which this difference come into being. And this knowledge can and should heighten people's tolerance for culture difference. And the second is it helps to explain the process that individuals go through in adapting to the new relationship, groups, organizations, and society, and the cultures of each. And the last is it underscores the importance of communication as a bridge between culture and as a force behind culture change. And the last part in here is culture are shaped by communication. Yang dimaksud di sini adalah bahwa di mana dengan adanya komunikasi di antara dua individu yang berbeda, sehingga keduanya menyadari bahwa perbedaan itu merupakan budaya yang menunjukkan identitas mereka. Okay, the last session discussion is cross-cultural communication challenges. So there are 6 fundamental patterns of culture difference. The first is different communication styles. One aspect of communication style is language use. Across cultures, some words and phrases are used in different ways. And the second is different attitudes toward conflict. So some cultures view conflict as a positive thing, while others view it as something to be avoided. And the third is different approaches to completing tasks. From culture to culture, there are different ways that people move toward completing tasks. Some reasons include different access to resources, different judgment of the rewards associated with task completion, and different notion of time and varied ideas about how relationship. And the fourth is different decision making styles. The roles individuals play in the education making vary widely from culture to culture. And the fifth is different attitude towards disclosure. In some cultures, it is not appropriate to be frank about emotion, about the reason behind a conflict or a misunderstanding, or about personal information. When you are dealing with a conflict, be mindful that people may differ in what they feel comfortable revealing. And the last is different approaches to knowing. Notable differences occur among cultural groups when it comes to epistemology, that is, the ways people come to know things. Okay, my friend, that's all that I can explain about our material for today. So, for the conclusion, I can take that learning about the different ways that people communication can enrich our lives. Besides that, learning about people's cultures has the potential to give us a mirror image of our own. So we have the opportunity to challenge our assumptions about the right way of doing things and consider a variety of approaches. And we have a chance to learn new ways to solve problems that we had previously given up on, and accepting the difficulties as just the way things are.